Speak quickly about two heroes who came right at the beginning, and they have literally started dominating the playing space of the game. The first one is Sobek, a ice hero, who is wizard class, average speed. This hero has a crazy high attack and an average defense. Usually, crazy high attack is given low defense, so the hero can be whacked. No. And this 723 is a deception because the one on the right, which is 1532, health is very high, which means, yes, a little lower defense compared to other heroes can hurt this fellow, but this health will keep him alive for a bit. And we all know what happens in a bit in this game. So this 723, in my understanding, is a smoke screen and not the reality of the defense being actually balanced. So with this kind of stats, Mr. Sobek and his Jaws of the River deals 290 damage to all enemies. He's a hit-all hero. And now comes the crazy part that combines with that hit-all special. The attack bypasses defensive buffs, which includes counterattacks. So all the riposts are not going to be effective because it's going to be bypassed by this fellow. All this attack bypasses all kinds of defense up. Taunts. Taunt heroes have got such high defense up. They're going to get whacked. And now, after having read this, let me go above to show that how this percentage of 290% goes significantly high. So, first, wizard class has a probability to, based on the emblem node, to give 15% additional attack up, a 15% additional attack for each active buff. So imagine there are buffs on to protect the opposite team of Sobek. This guy bypasses all that, plus wizard class activating, boom. It's an atomic blast. Still not over. This guy blinds. That's the Sun family bonus. And of course, we know the percentages. In case he's whacked, the blind percentage and the burn damage over 2 turns, probability goes to 50 to 75% based on the number of heroes. But this passive is where the kicker is sitting. This hit-all hero has a 60% chance to deal 70% damage to all enemies, which gets added to the 290, which becomes 360. And all enemies receive 290 sand damage, which is 83 sand damage per turn. My gosh, so he technically 70 plus 290 is 360. 360 plus when I take the wizard class activation, and if there is 1 or 2 buffs, so technically it's a 400% snipe to all. That becomes a snipe to all enemies because 400% snipe, or even for that matter a 3, just 1 buff, 400% snipe at 834 is crazy to all. So yeah, that is almost a kill shot, I would say, to the tune of 70% plus. Sand damage kicks in, and also the burn damage kicks in to the person who is attacking this guy. So that's a lot of damage in just one shot. Super powerful hero. And I faced him, so he has been okay. In regular raids, I'm not so scared of him because I have got a crazy ass nature team that whacks some of the rock stars who are limit broken, including this guy. But my first aim whenever I see him is to get him first. Of course, many times there are other fellows also that need to be got, so the play is its own, it plays out the way it has to play out. But when this guy has fired, it has been complete craziness. So, excellent hero. Congratulations for getting him, and good luck for facing him. And Naddaha, the other one that is dominating the meta on defense and offense both. And this one, I would say, is more balanced. How? Well, primarily she's a nature hero, fast speed, so there you go. Balanced only in terms of the stats, which is 828 attack, very high stats of attack, 772 defense. I would say fast speed, super high attack, 772 in that correlation is a very high defense. And 446 health, again high health. So this is a well reinforced good quality hero. Now it's the same pain like Mr. Sobek, and she lures you to death, as the special says. Luring song. El Naddaha deals 305 damage to the target and nearby enemies. So she hits a target and nearby. The target and nearby enemies are immune to new status effect buffs for 3 turns. So when she hits, she just locks those 3 heroes or whosoever she has hit, depending on the number of heroes opposite, and they can't get buff. She has defeated a couple of times Gazelle, who was full health and just got messed up and stopped. His limit broken Gazelle. So I had to really plan for her while facing her. And now the bigger kicker comes. There is a 200 damage for each attempted buff, which means the hero starts dying. An example, I use Heimdall a lot. So Heimdall does a 500 or 550 HP heal, and there is an attack up. So Heimdall's 550 minus 200, 350 goes up. That is like crazy, and that's per buff. That's a little higher than a slash attack, which means slash attack comes once in 2 or 3 turns sometimes. This is like there are 2 buffs in your history. There is a mana upcoming, there is an attack upcoming, or there is a defense upcoming. Boom, you're dead. So she stops a lot of things from happening, which is not just hitting hard, but also curbing opposition. Now this 305 is a little deceptive because it's much higher. Let's go and find out how. We have discussed what the wizard class does. So just imagine there is one buff. This starts going up by 15%. 2 buffs, 30% when this talent activates. So this 305 really goes up, and I'm talking it with such a high attack stat over here. There is minus 24 defense that she gives. So that gets added, and imagine the super high attacks being dealt with defense down that she creates on specific heroes. Her passive is 50% chance to perform 70% damage to all enemies, dispels the latest dispellable buff from all enemies. So this passive is where everything ties up together to just wipe out the opposition or significant members of the opposition. 305, 70, so she's technically 50%. 50% will activate more often than actually 50%. So when that activates, she's technically a 375, which is close to a snipe. Not close to a snipe, actually a snipe, when I look at 828 attack power with activation of the wizard talent. And she dispels buffs. So when the passive activates, whatever buff is there is dispelled and no buff can come. There is immunity against new status effect buffs for 3 turns. So she removes it and puts in place, you can't get buffs. And attempted buffs, you're going to get whacked constantly with 200 damage. In simple language, that's what this is. She has been creating a lot of pain. I was able to get her in today's temple, so I am happy and excited. I'm going to be leveling her to 370 as tonics are awaited. I will say congratulations to all the fellows who have got. I have seen some videos of people getting multiple copies, so congratulations multiple times. Really, congratulations to me too. Why should I miss that? And good luck facing her. Got to find a solution to this one also. I have a few that I keep trying, but then one of the things that happens to me is I have for more than almost now nearing 2 years been such a big fan of boosted health. I see that there was a time when people used to, many people, especially the fellows playing at the high level, they would not carry a healer for their play. And now they carry one or at times even multiple healers for the play, which means the meta has shifted and healers are required, not just for dispel or cleanse, but also to heal and stay alive. I never stopped using healers, including on my Titans, and I'm a major fan of boosted health. And as my videos show how boosted health works for me as I play, because it helps me deal with crazies like this one and Sobek, because their hits and impacts are so high that boosted health really helps. So that's one. And then there's a whole lot of other things, to whack them, kill them, to carry, specific heroes that can reduce their impact on multiple heroes and hold it off on one, like Gazelle takes the brunt, but can die and hence hurt the whole team. But if survives a 1 or 2 turns, then really helps. Taunt heroes, and Kara being a recent taunt hero that was available very widely, comes in really good amount of play. Also, Soul Exchange had, the second one had Black Knight, which means I was going to actually call him the Red Knight because he is red color, but Black Knight. So that also shows that there's a wider range of players who have good heroes to tackle these heroes. And to make all these things work, I would urge people who are listening to my conversation, this one especially, to actually build troops. Because when you look at all the taunt heroes or all the heroes that can come in really handy against Sobek and El Naddaha specifically, they are average speed, which means having a level 23 mana troop will help, or having a level 17 mana troop with that specific hero's mana node of 2% or 4%, whichever one it is, broken, will charge them in 3 matches of 3 tiles each. So that's one. You can also have a level 17 magic troop, which will charge any average hero at, in 3 matches of 3 tiles each. That's 9 tiles. So in a nutshell, the key is, yes, there are specific heroes who can stop the hit reaching the other teammates or allies, and you need to have the right troops to be able to support those heroes to get a charge up faster, to be able to stop these high impact new heroes that are coming. So troops, I would urge people to have troop levels really brought to 23 at least. You can have multiple troops at 23. You don't need to go beyond 23 unless you want to be in the top 100 alliance where they demand that you need to have multiple troops at 30 or level 29. I would suggest that please take the troops to level 23. So this video is also about troops at level 23. I have seen while raiding and while being raided or while playing many players not having level 23 troops, but having heroes who are touching teams that are touching 5,000 team power, 20 emblems and all 5 limit broken, which means these players have the resources, have the capability, or have been around for a long time. And when I look at their levels, they're like 70, 80 level players, which means you've been around. You just are not investing or doing something about your troops. Please level up those troops to 23. The manas and the non-manas, that's magic, to 17 at least for starters. And have fun. Thanks for listening to my rambling. Just wanted to have this chat because these 2 heroes are early birds in the season 5 portal, and they're creating mayhem, and they're going to create mayhem as newer ones come. Thanks for listening. See you in the next video.